Hey everyone, how's it going? It is either Randy Chavez coming at you today with a Vivi OMI update video, along with GrumpyCat and 4chan as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. My shoulder still hurts. And then also become a member. There's lots of perks and wraithx.eth domain name. So what we'll go over first, I guess we'll start off with the announcement from 4chan. Saying, good morning 4chan fam, what an incredible and exhausting yet surreal couple of weeks we've had for all of us. To see the new floor is about 10x the price of the old floor. Shout out to everyone like me who had bought in under $1 million. $1 million market cap anyway. Saying, now I've got to drop some fluff first. The community has been a top-notch, educational, informative, inspiring, positive, I could go on, but you guys already know this, project. But additionally, I must point out that we, the community, have raised about $20,000 from donations in less than 2 weeks. I think it's up to $25,000 now since the making of this post like 6 hours ago. But 4chan has officially been accepted and approved for our first DEX exchange listing outside of Uniswap. The exchange will make the official announcement first, which will most likely be this coming weekend. The funds and liquidity, which will remain in wallet until sometime Friday, when we will get the green light to send it over. My understanding that the announcement will happen soon after they receive the funds, and as soon as that happens, we should be announcing on there at some point next week. I'd say give it about 7 calendar days from today, which is the 14th. So maybe by the 21st. Maybe that'd be happy summer solstice for us. Despite that news, we're only up about 1% on the day. GrumpyCat, however, is up 35% on the day, because yesterday they happened to go and say, oh, hey, things do be happening, though. They be happening really quickly. So will they announce a listing, CEX, DEX as well? Probably. When? I don't know. It looks like 4chan's going to get there first. But either way, I'm really excited to see where both of these things go. And then we have, of course, OMI. Take a look at the rest of the market. The rest of the market on the last couple of hours, but let's take a look at the last 24 hours. The top 10, Bitcoin, down over 3%, Ethereum, 5%, BNB, 2%, XRP, 8%, Lido, 5%, Cardano, 4%, Doge, 2%, and Tron, 1%. OMI is also down about 0.1%, or down about 1%. So it is outperforming most of the other top 10 in the last 24 hours, obviously outside of stablecoins, but I just thought that was pretty interesting. We are down to about 0.0059, which is fine. New whale that I have, that I've been advising the last month and a half he did buy more. He's up to 14.5 million. He'll get up to that 15 million by the end of the week. Very excited for him. He keeps asking me, Chavez, when this gonna blow? I was like, you gotta give it a little while. Especially when they had gone on and notified us yesterday. I went live yesterday, so I did a really big full breakdown on the OMI stuff. If you want to just go watch the live from yesterday, it's the first like 20 something minutes. It's just me going over that live, or it's me going over that OMI utility breakdown and how it goes with MCP. Really, really excited about that. Anyway, let's get to the news. Before we get into the Vivi stuff, we do have Miles Ducher saying, since the US has come after crypto, Hong Kong has legalized retail trading, Europe has introduced new MiCA framework, UAE and UK are both pushing crypto hub narratives, A16Z opens new London office, Coinbase and Gemini have launched international platforms, and Russia's Sberbank is offering crypto trading. Yeah, a lot of interesting things that have been going on. I really hope the US politicians kind of get their stuff together and be like, okay, crypto's fine, we don't want to fall behind. Anyway, speaking of falling behind, I feel like as in the bear market has its woes, other people going and really not having good times, Vivi had yet another update. If you missed it, please go update it right now. These updates include collectors will now be push notified in the lead up to drop time. Collectors participating secondary market auctions will now be notified of activity. Collectors can now receive Vivi announcements through push notifications, and issue numbers are now visible when searching for comments. So this is something Vivi hasn't announced, but Ron English has announced, saying, airing the darkest undercurrents of thought in service of critical open dialogue. Ron English's more evil monkeys are avatars of public discourse. We do have 6 digital collectibles across 2 colorway drop in blind box waitlist on Sunday, 18 June at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What Vivi did announce is saying, peek behind the curtain at the making of Disney and Pixar's Elemental with these 5 pieces of concept art that helped guide the filmmaker's creative process. And speaking of Pixar, if you look at the Radiator Springs, which is the Cars one, the Radiator Springs Sunset, now there's not a ton of these. There are 355, which means 265, and the floor is 420. Everyone come out and blaze it down below for the 420 reference. Again, scarcity rules. Anyway, Vivi did go and announce today their new, their numbers for the Disney Pixar Elemental Concept Art Series. So this is blind box, so this is going to be pretty cool. There is a little bit much for the commons and uncommons. There are 1450 commons, which means 1360, and then you have 950 uncommon, which means 860 there. You have 650 ultra rare, which means 560. Another 650 ultra rare, which means 560. And the last one is that secret rare, and that secret rare going up to 460. $30 each. You're looking like $111-ish thousand, give or take. If they sell out, which I don't expect them to sell out, I would expect them to go and at least do, I don't know, $50,000 worth. I mean, you had that with the most recent drop, the Spider-Man Miles Morales. I wasn't expecting it to get even this close. It sold around 8,800 copies. So you have, figure if you have the 8,800, was that 56,000? 61,000 after everything. Just did the math on that. That's really, really good considering it's a comic that I don't really know anything about. Obviously, go to Sleeping Comics and ask him all the details about that. He'll probably know. We do have another comic coming out, which drops tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the Invincible Iron Man. Oh, and it's actually the first appearance of Howard Stark. How many of these are there? There's 7,500. So 7,100 of them are going to be available for sale. I'm probably going to skip that right now. I need to get some stuff. I need to get a couple of different things, and I have not that long to do it, so I really need to stop purchasing other things and get down to business. I'll keep you posted on what I get. But some people were asking about when for a couple of these things, like as far as Season 0, Season 1 for OMI Utility. We have a Comey that goes on and says, we'll release all the finer details of each feature as they come near completion. So again, pretty excited about it. There's also somebody that says, super bullish on the new Vivi official update, and they go and says, hiring the right people now, decided to add a sixth vault to the vault. It paid $22.99. It means about $2,300 for that vault, and again, it's their sixth one, so shout out to them for that. Other whale news, you have Mr. MC1 saying, good progress in 2023, hashtag Vivi, celebrating 3 million MCP points and looking forward to more. That dude is an absolute mad lad. I only have 500,000 points myself, so he's got 6 times what I have. Again, shout out to him for all that. On top of that, as far as other whales go, I did get a message from a buddy of mine that has 230 million OMI. Absolutely wild. A message from another buddy of mine a couple days ago saying that I know his brother-in-law, our friend, he has 220 million, and he himself said that before the end of the year he'll get up to 300 million. My goal is to get up to 200 million, so I'm really hoping I can do that. I'll keep you all posted on where my OMI stuff is at. Again, I haven't really posted anything. I haven't bought anything for a while just because I spent like $8,000 on Luke's. I spent another couple grand on some more things, and now I have, again, this big purchase I really need to make. And then I'll put a bunch into GrumpyCat, some into 4chan, so I'll keep you all posted on the next time I'm going to buy OMI. Also, be advised, those Lukes I do plan to keep for quite a long time. The number 43s, that whole set, that's the lowest mint set ever. But if we have OMI to NFT the end of this year, and somebody comes and says, "Hey, Chavez, I'll give you 50K for it," okay, like I'm not going to say no to that. Most likely, unless the floors rise like an absurd price. Be advised, guys, that there are very big offers for many Grail items constantly, all the time, and there are people saying no to certain offers. It's very wild. I cannot wait to talk about a couple of things as soon as they come to fruition. One of whom will be coming on the podcast. Can't wait for that. We also have John, or at Extreme Vendors, over on the Twitter saying 18 away from owning 1% of the lightsabers. So the dude has 180 Yoda lightsabers. Heckin' mad lad. Nestor Sanchez goes on and says, steadily progressing towards our goals, just added a stellar team to boost our digital assets capabilities. Momentum is building fast within our teams, feeling positive and confident about what's to come. Me as well. We had Go Collect go over and this morning on Twitter tweet, what's the most prized comic in your possession? And Sleepin' Comics says Miles, and Sleepin' Comics posts a picture of his Ultimate Fallout 9.8 signed. Oh my god, that is absolutely beautiful. I could love that. Comment down below the best thing you have for in your collection. Some people are asking me, even though I did do a full breakdown on the OMI thing yesterday, what are some of the most significant things I thought in that OMI utility breakdown? Well, it was reward tier season 0, not just because that's the first to come, although that's what she said, but that's also because I think it's very significant. They're saying, in season 0 of the OMI reward tier initiative, Vivi collectors can utilize OMI to gain additional MCP points by depositing OMI into specified wallet, which is currently the Vivi web wallet. So you have that there or on the Vivi app. It's just it's on your gem wallet. It's right there. So if you go and you take a look at that, if somebody only has, let's say they just buy Grails. I have a buddy of mine that only buys Grails. I think he's level like 37 or whatever. Still has a decent amount of MCP points, a couple 100,000, but doesn't necessarily have a ton of sets. I'm thinking like, okay, if this person, which has more OMI than I do, if they want to go and like double the amount of MCP points they have, like how much is that going to cost? I mean, originally we had this staking at, you could stake $2,500 worth of OMI, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, or 40,000. Now, I don't know, like if they want to say, hey, you need to, if you want, you can go and double your MCP points, and I would have no issue if they say, yeah, put in $100,000 worth of OMI and you could do that. Whatever locks up more OMI, like you remember that scene in Rocky where Apollo's trainer is going to Apollo after Apollo's really attacking Rocky in the news, and he says, you do realize that if you do this, it sets you up as the bad guy. And Apollo says, look, man, whatever gets him in the ring. Whatever gets whales to lock up their OMI, I'm game. Even if it puts me at a disadvantage, I don't care. Why? Because the more OMI that's locked up, the harder it's going to be for people to try to FOMO in and get it. They can't get it from the circulating supply. It's going to cause a squeeze, and we're going to go, but not down, obviously up. But again, this is just my opinion. I'm not financial advice. Anyway, moving on from that. It says the OMI must remain in the wallet for 24 hours to qualify for the MCP point attribution. MCP points gained will be added as part of the daily point accumulation, as seen on the Vivi profiles, and contribute to a collector's rank and level progression. That's another thing. Remember when Hermione goes to Draco Malfoy when his father buys the entire team Nimbus 2001s, and Hermione says to him, is like, oh, at least everyone on the Hogwarts team made it in on pure talent. They didn't buy their way in. I think she says it the opposite way. They made their way on pure talent. If people want to go buy their way into levels past me and they could buy their way into master rank, again, let them. Let them lock up all their OMI and let that price rise. Again, this is just my opinion, though. Whatever anyone else wants to do, you could have your different opinions, even if you are completely wrong. Anyway, moving on here. I'm not going to call the specific person, but please, if you're going to brag about how much your vault was in the bull run, make sure you have receipts on when and if you sold, because if you try to say like, oh, my profile is worth this much, I made this much money. If you didn't sell, you didn't lock in those profits. There's a difference between unrealized and realized gains. Just throwing that out there. Other news in the macro, we have Fed Chairman Jerome Powell says it could be a couple years before interest rate cuts. I don't know about that. Again, I'm just reporting what's out there. Also, if you look at a Mutascan, again, just reporting what's out there, only 39 people hold a secret rare Spidey and a secret rare Miles. That is a very, very exclusive club that you could be in. Now, obviously, there could be 150 something of those people because that's how many Miles there are. There's 159, and then a couple people have 2. But yeah, going and taking a look at how many people could there be and how many people are there, that is very, very small elite group of people, and I guarantee you there are going to be dogfights for that spot. Those, like, again, Spider-Man, the most popular superhero in the world, and then Miles is pretty heckin' close. Everyone seems to love him, at least in America, at least people that love and read comic books. Very, very bullish on those two. Oh, and we got some payout news as well. I feel like I've gone over this, but I've had a couple people ask me, so I'll just say it again. Payout used to be 1,000 gems minimum, and then they switched it to 500, and well, now it's down to $100. All you need is $100 to cash out. So again, super pumped on that. More whale stuff. We got a buddy of mine. Y'all know him as Smarty Pants. has his 600th Pluto. He's also got 55 Ultraman aces, but we're focusing on the Pluto. Jesus, man, that is wild, and that is dedication. Gotta love it. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashie. Bye-bye, Dashie. And pray for my shoulder. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects. Oh, to chop this shoulder. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow.